being used, the applicant would consider in terms of moving the cars in terms of the 50-foot buffer zone, so you'll have better understanding.
I will offer, would it be helpful if I just put some flags at the 50 so that you guys can see what the 50 looks like? Just, they're not going to be,
At the 50.
there's flags at the marker.
Oh, they're at the. oh,
We're going to
yeah.
install permanent ones in accordance with this, you require.
Yeah, I don't, we got the blue flags with.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
It'll, pretty easy visual.
So, what file number are we at with regards to the project at 71 Mashapog Road, DEP file number 300-1224? I'd like to make a motion to continue the public hearing until the 17th of July and have a publicly advertised site visit on July 8th.
I'm unfortunately not available on the 17th that evening. I have a conflict. I'm so sorry.
Would you like to continue until it would be August
28th.
28th?
That works with me.
Until August 28th?
There's no other meeting before then.
No, we have a summer break. We only have
Okay.
one in July and one
Yeah.
in August.
Well, the only, I don't mean to interrupt, but
Before we
shoot through the
go
chair.
off of that, with the changes that we made for August, right? Earlier in the meeting, what do we?
We made a special meeting for 660 because of the designated industrial that we have to do a special hearing.
That date?
August 7th, do both topics.
Yeah.
As a special meeting.
We gotta come here anyway.
Yeah, we can. I would like to close it to those items then, because I also don't want it to
Right. Shut it
trigger,
down to those
because
two.
between that time period, people have to sign a waiver for the 21-day decision period, and I'd like to just close it to those two meetings. So I'd like to, if you can just put in the motion, continue it to a special meeting on, what date did we pick?
So then I will amend my motion from July 17th to continue till a special meeting on July 7th,
August 7th.
August 7th, excuse me, on August 7th.
I was gonna say,
Still with the site visit on July 8th. Goodness gracious. I think we got there, though.
And what time will that be?
It'll be
6 p.m.
6 o'clock for the meeting and 9:30 for the site visit,
Right.
my understanding?
No, I just needed the meeting. Thank you.
Lauren, do you need to sign in?
That's my motion. Somebody want to
What's
second
that?
it?
In there, you need it here too? I signed in that
We
one.
put one there in case someone forgot to sign in, so.
all in favor?
Eric Gaspar in favor?
You're in favor?
And Germany in favor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you at 9:30 in the morning in the rain.
You're so positive, Gary.
I like the rain, actually.
I like the rain too, but not when I'm walking around.
That was a pretty heavy rain. Huh? That was a pretty heavy, cold rain.
That was a cold rain, I'm gonna agree.
I missed one. I missed that one. I was there for when it was bone chilling frigid.
All right, so we,
Jennifer was in a walking boot, I think.
where are we? We did Mount Dan,
Cedar Lake Drive.
Woodlawn,
30 River Road.
Yep.
we do 20.
Oh, 30 River Road. Forgot we gotta.
No, that's a continuation.
Still need to approve it, though.
With regards to the project at 30 River Road, I'd like to make a motion to continue the public hearing until August 28th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Those were left from a month ago.
Gaspar in favor?
And Germany in favor.
So then we go down to 24th. Fighting well.
Did we do 17?
We did
I don't think-
13, we did 14, we did 15. We did not do 16 and 17.
For Cedar Lake Drive? For certificate of compliance?
Yep, this was the small addition on Cedar Lake for what was a deck, converted it to addition. Ground is stable, grass is grown in. Site looks great. Applicant's about to have a baby any day. So
Mazel tov.
congratulations to them. Recommendation to issue a certificate of compliance with perpetual condition number 26.
All right, with regards to DEP file number 300-1201, 24 Cedar Lake Drive, I'd like to make a motion to issue a certificate of compliance with the perpetual condition of number 26.
Second.
Fantastic. Second, third.
In favor.
Eric Gaspar in favor?
Yep, Ed Goodwin in favor.
Saul Sherman in favor.
So 68 Paradise Lane.
You laughed when I said 10 o'clock. Look, it's 10:19.
No, we never laugh. We know that Ed and I have been here to midnight.
68 Paradise,
That's crazy.
2 or 3 months ago, we issued a partial certificate of compliance because the construction of the house was done. They did not get a complete certificate of compliance because the landscaping required 2 growing seasons of survival. So they do not have a complete certificate of compliance. They are requesting a partial release of the $10,000 surety, which this is in the new orders of conditions that I write, that's subject to approval from the Conservation Commission, and we had talked about this just before of doing partial releases. They're requesting a partial release because it's $10,000 and the major portion is being done. The landscaping is being monitored. 2 of the plants did not survive. I just received a report from Joe Cohen that he's been doing the monitoring and they haven't survived, so he's gonna wait till the fall to replant them. So they're not ready for a full certificate of compliance for everything else. In my opinion, $10,000 is a little excessive for restoring vegetation. So I think we should still hold on to something, in case for whatever reason they abandon it, but, that's a point for you all to discuss.
What do you think is reasonable? 2,500?
Holding on to 2,500? Yeah. The majority, the site's stable.
This guy's tortured us.
Well, it's, okay,
How many times have we
that's
been
not
out
a valid reason based off your bylaw, though. You can't just say you pissed me off and you drove me crazy. Extra severance pay.
As long as 2,500 would cure whatever.
2,500 would replace the vegetation, especially if at this point, over a year into, or 1 growing season into it, all but 2 have survived. 2,500 would clearly cover some really nice vegetation if it didn't survive.
All right, so even though I agree with Ed, I am going to make my motion with regards to DEP file number 300-1155, 68 Paradise Lane. I would like to make a motion to release a portion of their bond to the tune of $7,500 with the remaining $2,500 to be with the town until completion of the 2 growing seasons under their landscaping plan.
Have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Nathan Lane in favor?
Eric Gaspar in favor?
Ed Goodwin in favor?
Saul Sherman in favor.
Okay. Agent updates?
Going into violations and enforcement, I issued an enforcement order to 48 Bushnell. They were required to submit a restoration plan. They have been in contact with us and their landscaper has been in touch with us, so we've given them a bit of an extension since they are working with us to try and get those things in place and clarify. 118 lead mine for anyone that has been on this commission for longer than a year and a half, I would say. You might recall that you had gone through this whole enforcement issue for disturbance right in the 25-foot buffer. There was an extensive replication area that was involved and that Glenn Kravosky oversaw, that included boulders and plantings and all this great stuff. New property owner undid all of that. There's a shed, the boulders are moved, there's a stockpile, so I just went straight for the enforcement order because it's also on the order conditions, the perpetual order conditions and the certificate of compliance, so that all this is supposed to be monitored. He did call me yesterday or today and said, oh, the grass wasn't growing, so I put a pile of loam and I was gonna intend to spread it, but then I hurt myself, so either way, he needs a restoration plan. So we're back where we were. 346 lead mine, we're not really going to get into because that's on the agenda for next week, but just pointing out that I sent the site visit photos from that. Ed, I know that you went recently and the erosion controls were in and they probably cleaned up a bit, but
They put the.
I'm still pretty peeved about all of that, but we'll talk about it at the next meeting, so just look at the site photos from,
Controls are up.
okay. Still look at the site photos.
Those two boulders that roll down in toward the wetland, they're as big as cars. Couldn't believe it.
I counted at least 7 trees that were removed, uprooted. It was more so that there was no erosion controls in place. Trees were removed, and it was,
Yeah.
we'll get into it at the next meeting, and they are disputing the fact that there's any violation, but I issued the cease and desist, and then because the erosion controls weren't put up in time, I issued a notice of violation as well.
Did they say they were able to dig a deep hole?
Yeah, they were able to dig 8 feet. That was what he led with in the conversation, in his
So does that
voicemail.
mean they can move the house back?
Yeah, they can move the house back.
I mean, really, right?
Yeah.
But like,
I totally trust that that project will go great. But also, the A&R has been recorded, and it is a new lot that no longer has the protections pre-Wetland Protection Act. So we'll bring it up next meeting. Other items. Last Thursday, Town Beach was closed for algae blooms. On Tuesday, the host was closed for algae blooms. This is very concerning because even though it was really hot Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it was not that hot all of last week, and it is very early in the season for algae blooms. So Ken shut down those beaches. He is very concerned about it as well, trying to figure out what's going on. You know, there was a construction project at the rec, but they hadn't done the seeding or anything yet too, so, you know, we can't be sure what caused it, but it is very alarming, and
The kids swimming at the wreck now?
they are as of yesterday.
no,
For
they're
today?
not
Today, I think, maybe.
yet.
I think today they were. Molly tested it on Monday, and they got the results back, I think, yesterday. So I don't know if they opened it yesterday afternoon or today.
I don't think they.
There were no kids swimming today, but it was cold today.
Yeah, but that's probably that.
Yeah, we drove by, and the lifeguards were out, but there was no one swimming. Host is still closed, but,
A lot of complaints from the kids.
oh, of course, and there's no playground right now either.
Playground
So,
now.
it's
No beach.
It's interesting. Andrews asked permission to remove some of the silt fence, because obviously rec is going on, but it's all a bunch of undisturbed dirt right now, so I'm gonna go out there and see if we can move it, but, you know, I don't wanna block emergency access or anything, but at the same time, I don't want a bunch of dirt, especially if we're already having algae blooms. Right now, we're working on closing up the end of the fiscal year in our annual report, so that's keeping us pretty busy. For the next meeting, I will kind of do a brief overview just of our annual report, permits run and all that too. 30 River, or not 30 River Road, the River Road parking lot is coming along great. If no one's driven by it, it looks phenomenal. I will speak very highly of Collins and Sons that's been doing it. Their communication is fantastic. They're efficient. He did call me yesterday and said that the detention basin is performing so well that the plants are not surviving in it because it's just draining the the water so quickly because it's in sandy soils. So they asked permission to move the plants more to an upland. We had a conference call with Ty and Bond and found that to be suitable. But other than that, it's in great shape. I've never driven by that where the road has been dirty or anything, so that's fantastic. I attended the Army Corps. What's that?
House is gone.
Yes, Lynn's house gone in the back. That kind of came up as whether or not it should go, and, you know, I just thought, high school me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that needed to go. It was a safety problem waiting to happen. That would have been a party spot.
Yeah.
But it looks great over there, so I'm really excited to see that go forward. There was a ribbon cutting that got rescheduled, so I'll keep everyone posted for when that goes. Or Nate, too, if you're in the loop of when that's being
Yeah,
rescheduled.
I can keep going.
Okay. I attended the Army Corps Master Plan meeting that they had at Town Hall on the 12th. There was like 10 people that showed up. Everyone was gone by like 6:40, but we all stuck around for an hour and 20 minutes and hoped that someone else would come. So not a lot of feedback, but that's moving forward, so great for them. The open space plan draft is officially being reviewed by the Open Space Committee. We're on a serious time crunch right now due to Jean's personal issue, family issues. She hasn't been able to kind of get everything presented that she normally would have of going to each board. So we are kind of trying to move this around, but I will share the link with everyone so you can have time to review. I did have Ed sign off a letter of recommendation on behalf of the Conservation Commission to get this reviewed, because we have to send it to CMRPC next week for it to be reviewed, because our current plan expires in August. And we really just need to get that moving. Big chunk of work from Jean and Janae. I contributed, but they did a whole lot too. And it's a great
Those
plan.
reports are all very important.
Yes.
They help you get a lot of money.
Definitely look at the goals too, because a lot of them are things that kind of go under us too, like trying to, find more things of getting more vernal pools certified, which was something that was on the last plan, but trying to think of action things, how we can help contribute to these actions as well. At the last Conservation and Coffee meeting, we had long conversations with the lakes, which FYI, Chuck Roy is now the president of SLAC. Marita Tassi took a step back.
I thought he was before.
No,
He was before.
Marita has been the chair, and Paula Kopaz is secretary. But really, it's just kind of, the ongoing issues of uses on the lake, trees coming down, fertilizers on the lawns. So with that, our intern Erica is putting a survey together that we're going to be sending out to all of the lake residents. We'll send it to Slack for them to distribute, basically to try to help us identify where some of these misunderstanding and knowledge gaps are. The questions also include trying to get a gauge of how long people have lived there, if they've had to file with conservation, but that'll help us figure out what we need to put out there as far as information that they don't know, because it's surprising how many people don't know that our regulations actually say that you can't use herbicides, fertilizers, and all of that within your property. So what we're working on, Erica did send me a draft.
Told them all, personally.
Yeah. Erica sent me a draft today of a one-page fact sheet that she made that's just focusing on why fertilizers and lakes don't go together, and just some of the impacts and everything too. So that's just my intern Erica.
Oh, okay.
She made one for us. So just kind of a series of things that we're going to start to get out, but really just trying to fix those knowledge gaps and hopes that we can kind of connect with more residents to help them understand, the ones that don't care, tattle on them and whatnot, but trying to really fix these gaps. This also brings us to the time of year that I'm going to start beginning my bylaw review process, because to get anything since town meeting got moved up, all of these things really need to be in action by the fall. So the major things that I'm looking to improve within the regulations and potentially the bylaw is one, giving us some type of backbone for stormwater controls on single-family homes, because they're exempt from stormwater handbook is exempt from single-family homes in Sturbridge. We don't have it in our bylaw that they are, but we know that they have a serious impact, and we do require some type of stormwater controls on every raise and rebuild addition, everything that we see. However, we just don't have the backbone to support it. So I'm trying to really solidify our bylaw and our regulations to give us that backbone, that if anyone ever challenged it, that it's there. And it also helps it make it more clear with the public of what our expectations are. So I would encourage you guys just kind of over the next, month or so, going through our regulations and going through the bylaw, and if there are specific areas that you say, hey, this needs updating or this needs to be strengthened, please bring it to my attention so I can also go that. Stormwater is just one aspect of it, but there's kind of other things that I have flagged in different areas. Also coming up, Lori and I are updating our application packets. Part of that is going to make some of this information way more crystal clear, where I can see, if you're bringing down a home, what is the square footage of your house? What is the square footage of the new house? What is the closest distance of the wetland? Because plan review does take a lot of time. And it's a huge part of our job, and we should always be overseeing it, but it will be such a time saver too if it's just there, and it's there for you all, and it's there for the public that most part doesn't know how to read engineered plans, to kind of be able to understand these. And again, having those standards laid out of here's what we expect to see on your plans and your applications, to prevent all these continuations and back and forths of everything. And also that way, if it doesn't have those things, your application's incomplete. and we don't accept it. So not wasting the board's time with an incomplete application.
Add to that the existing trees near, like bordering really the lakes.
Yeah.
Would be more important because the other wetlands are all mostly
Right.
forested wetland. Like adding that, like in one of the plans that we saw today, one had it for one of the properties they had it, but then they didn't have it for the other ones, and it might have made like the decisions easier.
Right, right. So yeah, that'd be a great thing to include too. But again, if you guys ever have random thoughts of like, hey, we should do this or something, email it to me, text it to me. If you hear of another town that's doing something, if it's the middle of the night, just send it to me. I don't care. Also including the deed in applications too. It's easy. Everyone can print it offline, but we find a lot of information off the deed that we wouldn't, especially like if it was a divided lot that has a parent lot that contributes to all these things. So including those types of things on there is going to be really important for us. Other than that, minutes were shared for 4/4, 5/15, and 6/5. And we're caught up on minutes after that. So we're pretty caught up right now, I think. So if we can review and approve those meeting minutes and then maybe go home after.
4/4 I was here for and reviewed, so.
4/24.
4/24 I was not here for.
Yep, Eric, you were the only one not here for that one.
Yeah. So I cannot make a motion for that.
So I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for July. We have like
Start with,
what do we them all together?
April 24th.
Oh, April 24th.
Oh, yeah,
What am
yeah.
I? I lost
Do
it.
April 24th first.
I'll second that.
April 24. I don't have it. I have it here. July 17 and July 30. Is April 24 as well? Yeah. So I make a motion to approve the minutes for the meeting in April 24. So what we do?
Second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Nathan Lane in favor.
Eric Gaspar abstain.
In favor?
And Sherman in favor. And I'm sorry, I'm stupid for me.
May 15th.
I make the motion to approve the meeting minutes for
Everyone was available.
July
Everyone here
17th.
was.
May
May
15th.
15th. We don't have meeting minutes for July 17th yet because that's in the future.
Oh, I will see. Like I'm not.
It is 10:30 at night. So
Oh my God.
Your brain is giving up on you.
May 15. I don't see them like marked here. So I made a motion to approve the minutes for May 15.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Nathan Lane in favor.
Eric Gaspar in favor.
Ed Tudor in favor?
And Sherman in favor.
And then June 5th, Eric was not here.
Not to abstain for that.
So I made a motion to approve the minutes. The minutes of the minute. June
I
5th.
second. I second.
Eric Gaspar abstain.
Nathan Lane in favor. Ribbon cutting
Way
is
past
late
my day.
September now. September
Late
27th.
September.
Make the
Language.
motion to adjourn.
I don't think I've ever typed so much in my life.
I will second that.
21 pages. Jesus.
All in favor of adjournment?
I mean,
Send Sherman in favor.
I feel like we got a